Alright, you guys, Fedibar1 here, talking about 3 tanks that you can get in Mercenaries 2. Alright, all of these tanks are heavy tanks. The first one I'm going to be showing you is the Jaguar heavy tank. This is a Venezuelan army tank. The next one I'll be talking about after that is the Iron Mountain heavy tank, which is the Chinese tank. And the third one I'll be talking about is the Diplomat heavy tank, which is my favorite. That is an Allied Nations tank. So I'm going to get into the Jaguar heavy tank first, and I'm going to be showing you how this thing moves around and all that. One thing you might want to know, this tank is really, it's not as fast as the other tanks, because this is like one of the first tanks you do get to drive. Like in the very beginning of the game, you get to drive this tank if you haven't already figured that out, right? It doesn't turn that well. If you even by looking at it, you can tell it doesn't turn that good. I think the ammo, it's pretty good. You got enough, you know, tank shells to cause some relative damage, of course, right? It's a good tank. As you can notice, all 3 of the tanks have different guns that you can use. Like, some of them will have miniguns that you can fire from, and some of them will have just 50 caliber guns, as you'll see in the next tank, of course. I didn't do the gunner seat on this one because it doesn't really, honestly, it's basically the same as the other ones. I'll show you later after what I'm talking about. I'm just waiting for the Iron Mountain to come. This tank, it looks a lot different than the other tanks, as you can see. It's a bit more, it's got more of a flatter base on it, as you can see. It's a bit wider. I think it is a bit longer. It is very powerful though when you're firing. As you can see, this one's a lot faster than the other tank that we were just doing. I'm just gonna show you this one for a while. You at least have 42 shells that you can fire off, and then you have your secondary fire, which is of course your gun that you get with the tank. Right now I have no money. Anyway, I'm just showing you this one here. I'm gonna stop now, and I'm actually gonna come out of the tank and show you the machine gun for it, which is the gunner seat. Notice the gunner seat rotates all the way around the entire tank, of course, like every other tank. It has a 50 caliber gun, so that's good. Not like a minigun. No, most people don't like the minigun. Anyway, I'm going to show you the Diplomat tank now, which is the Allied Nations tank. Now, if you want to know, all of these tanks should be unlocked when you meet each faction in the game. Either that, or they're not unlocked, or you can just do missions to get them unlocked. It won't take that long. Anyway, Diplomat heavy tank. Alright, this one is a bit bigger than the other 2. It's a lot taller. It's more bulkier, as you can see. This one has a lot of firepower on it. This tank is my favorite. It's basically indestructible, so you can just wallop this thing like crazy and it won't blow up. So that's really good if you if you're trying to get an HVT or something, it really helps. And then as you can see, there's something different in this tank. It's actually, the gun on the tank is a bit different than the other tanks, as you can see, because this gun on it, actually, it's a mini gun, and I'm just going to show you that right now, actually, after I finish blowing up these guys. Anyway, so, okay, I'm going to stop now, and then I'm going to show you the minigun for the tank. Okay. Alright, so now I've gotten out of the tank, I'm going to show you the gunner seat. As you can see, the gunner seat, it does, like every other tank, it does a full 360. And as you can see, the minigun on it, it's different than the other tanks, because it's a minigun, of course. There are some good sides to having the minigun, and sometimes there aren't good parts to having it. Either way, though, it's still pretty brutal to, drive this. As you can see, I've thrown off shells pretty close to me, and I haven't blown up yet. Alright, I think that's all the tanks I'm going to show you, so Federal 1 is going to go now. Bye.